Nola's day at the grinding mill had started like any other, but it quickly turned into one of the hardest journeys of her life. With a heavy sack of 50 kilograms of mealie meal balanced on her back, she left the mill long after the other women had already gone. The sun was merciless that afternoon, burning down on the long dusty road that seemed to stretch endlessly ahead of her. Each step felt heavier than the last, especially in her condition, heavily pregnant, exhausted, and already carrying more weight than her body could bear. By the time she reached a quiet, lonely stretch of road, her strength finally gave way. Her legs trembled, her breathing became uneven, and the sack slipped slightly as she struggled to keep moving. In a matter of moments, everything collapsed. She fell onto the dusty ground beside the road, too weak to even cry out. The sack of mealie meal lay beside her like a silent reminder of a burden she could no longer carry. Fate, however, had not completely abandoned her. An old man on a bicycle came slowly down the road, moving at an unhurried pace, humming softly as he went. When he noticed Nola lying there, he immediately stopped. There was no fear, no judgment in his face, only concern. He approached her carefully, helped her sit up, and offered her water from a small bottle he always carried with him. When his eyes fell on the massive sack beside her, he understood everything without a word needing to be spoken. Though his body showed the weight of age and time, he did not hesitate. With quiet determination, he lifted the 50 kilograms of mealie meal and struggled slightly as he secured it onto his bicycle. Then, with even greater care, he helped Nola onto the back, making sure she was balanced before beginning the slow journey forward. The road home felt different now. As they moved together, the silence between them was not empty, it was full of understanding. The old man said very little, but every effort he made spoke louder than words. For Nola, who had been carrying pain alone for so long, that quiet ride felt like being pulled out of darkness for a brief moment she did not know she needed. When they finally reached her home, the air shifted instantly. At the gate stood her mother-in-law, her expression sharp and unsoftened, already frustrated by Nola's delay. There was no question of how she had struggled, no relief at her return, only tension waiting to erupt. Nola stepped down slowly from the bicycle, still weak, as the old man carefully removed the heavy sack and placed it down before preparing to leave without expecting anything in return. And just like that, he was gone. But inside the house, the weight of the day did not lift. Something else was already unfolding quietly in the background of Nola's life, decisions she had not been part of, conversations she had not heard, agreements made in her absence. The future she thought she understood was slowly being shaped without her voice in it. And just when she thought she might finally get a moment to breathe, another change was already approaching, one that would pull her life in a direction she could not yet see coming.